Welcome everyone to today's special morning show, and you can see we have a special guest with us, Yoriko, and she is from Japan. And today our objective is very simple: to talk about the career opportunities in Japan. So first, I would like to request Yoriko to introduce herself.
Okay, so good morning everyone in Bangladesh, though it's already afternoon in Japan. So my name is Yoriko Ueda. I'm founder and CEO of Ventures Limited. So Ventures Limited, basically we are based in Bangladesh. Uh, it has been our seventh year of journey of company establishment. And basically we support Bangladeshi young generation in terms of education and like job placement, especially specialized in engineering field. And so far, like we have been supporting more than 150 number of Bangladeshi professional engineers to get placed in different Japanese IT companies. And we are trying to accelerate these activities more in Bangladesh. And yeah, today I'm very happy to join this type of great session with Jhankar. So thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, my pleasure, and thank you for this introduction. So the first question that came to my mind is like, Japan IT industry is really big, and why you selected Bangladesh? Like, what's a specialty that we can feel that we have, right? So that
Mhm.
like you considered to have engineers from this country.
Mm. So actually, yeah, to be honest, we have not started our employment business in the first place. Basically, we started ourselves as an edtech company in Bangladesh. So at that time, we are providing like IT, for example, mobile applications for learning purpose to the SSC, HSC level student in Bangladesh. In that way, we started our journey. And gradually, we succeeded to make a very good relationship with higher education institute in Bangladesh, like BUET, Dhaka University, or South Block, UIU, so AIUB, so many universities. They are so growing. And basically, I had been asked by those universities, by chancellors, to support their graduate to get a job from Japan market. So it was one, actually, it was how we have started. And of course, at that time, I realized although very little people in Japan realize that Bangladeshi IT engineers are really talented. But I found like so many like fresh graduates of those universities are getting very good job, for example, from Silicon Valley or from overseas, and they are so brilliant. But not many people are aware of that. So I thought it will be a very good opportunity if we can support, I mean, if we can be a bridge between Japan and Bangladesh and trying to, make our job placement, how to say, flow from this country to this country, it will be very good for Japanese IT industry as well. So this is how we found and why we have started, supporting hiring from Bangladeshi market.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for answering in detail. And the next question I have is that what are the different criteria for like selecting a student? Say, for example, I'm a
Mm,
university student. I could be like either say third year or fourth year, and I'm
mm,
about to finish, and I'm started
mm,
looking into different career opportunities.
mm,
So if I want to get a job in a Japan IT company, what qualification do I need to have, or what things I can
mm.
do to make myself a good candidate to be hired in a Japanese company?
Okay, so I mean, to get hired by Japan IT companies, basically you are still, undergraduate or just fresh graduate, so you do not have any career. In that case, companies really care about your potential, very high potential. So you have to show some evidence that you are having you know, so high potential in yourself. And for doing that, basically like remarkable something is very needed while undergraduate period, like practical project or participating in global competition, or you have published the paper in the international conference. So something like that, something that make you difference with another student. So otherwise it will be tough to compete with some other student, because mostly Japanese company hiring from Japanese market. But if you have something very remarkable achievement, it can impress a lot to the recruiters from Japanese companies.
Yeah, you mentioned like really good things about the projects, about international competition or research paper. But does like a GPA, like the CGPA matters, or any other
Oh.
special academic background is important? Like it has to be computer science, not CS degree, and the GPA. This is a burning question. Like unfortunately, most of us don't have the GPA. That's like top ranked GPA. So any special priority for the GPA?
To be honest, not at all. I mean, they don't care about academic score, but rather than that, they prefer the practical something. So, I mean, for example, instead of not checking any about the CGPA score, but they may ask you to submit your GitHub account. That's very usual. So they want to see, what you have done and how many projects you have done, or how was the quality of those projects, and which part of the project you have done. So in that way, they want to see you how practical you are as a coder, and how much you are ready to join the real project once you join the company. So in this way, people are checking your skill, practical skill, but academic something is not important at all.
I see. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely not discourage you to pursue like academic
Mm-hmm.
path. If you're good at
Yeah.
it, continue
Yes.
it, of course, but it would not be a roadblock for you to like
Yes,
get a
exactly.
job or get
Yeah,
hired.
exactly.
So my general question, the next question is that, say for example, I am pretty much looking for a job today,
Mm,
and from now to get hired, what are the
mm,
different steps? Like if you tell me like, okay, this you need to do, maybe I found you guys from this session, like I found like,
mm.
okay, there's an organization called Venturas Lab. I went to their website and I'm interested to pursue a career in Japan. So what are the different things I should do to
Mm,
achieve this goal?
I mean, in case you are, I mean, undergraduate or
Yeah.
about graduating, okay. So in that case, yeah, of course, and keep enhancing your skill is very important as a coder. At the same time, as a Japanese company, we really encourage you to acquire language skill. I mean, Japanese language skill. So it can increase a lot the job opportunities. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I know like there are a few
Mm,
institutions, and I think including
mm,
University of Dhaka has like an open course about
mhm,
language related stuff.
mhm,
And so my next part question is that where I found the organization, the list of the
mhm,
organization who might be interested to hire international, because I'm currently in Bangladesh,
mhm,
and I want where I will get the list of organization who would be interested to hire from Bangladesh, or it was like, should
mm.
we reach to you guys? You have the list, or I find any website? Where should I find those?
I see. Yeah, I understand. That's very difficult to find in Bangladesh because not so many, companies are disclosing the hiring information. So basically, we like Venturas do such kind of support. So basically, I mean, it's almost like weekly basis. We are getting the new JD from different IT companies, and different company have different requirement. So basically, we are trying to organize and summarize and trying to reach out to the people who are interested in work in Japan market. So this is how we providing support to those people.
I see. So one question, that obvious question came to my mind is that like,
Mm-hmm.
and if I come to you guys, maybe to your
Mm-hmm.
website, or
Mm-hmm.
you guys conduct a lot of workshops, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested to register myself through the system, and
Mm-hmm.
throughout the process, do I need to pay any service fee for the service you guys are providing?
Okay. So our system is that, I mean, so there are 2 points that we may have to charge something to the student. One point is that if you are interested to learn Japanese and increasing the job opportunities, so actually we provide Japanese Academy specialized in engineers, and that is paid course. So you have to pay something, although the fee is very small. That is one thing. And another thing is that if you want to work in Japan physically, you want to relocate yourself to Japan, then of course we're gonna provide our services. And once it's really succeeded, and you get a visa and everything, and you are about flying to Japan, so only at that moment we charge a small fee. It's just pay per success hiring. So until the placement is succeeded, we do not charge anything.
So I got like few questions out of this answer. The first question is, looks like there are opportunities to work remotely. That means I could stay in Bangladesh and still work for a Japanese organization. And the related question is that is the pay is same? Like, if I am in person in Japan, if I'm getting like this amount of yen or the dollar, whatever the currency, and if I
Okay, yeah, I got it.
is the pay is the same if I work remotely from Bangladesh?
No. So in case we support work from Bangladesh to Japan companies, we don't charge anything. So it's free, of course. We just
I
support the
see.
placement.
In terms of like the salary of the person, like say I'm working and how the payment is coming, is it coming like directly from the organization to my bank account, or it comes through you guys?
Yeah, it comes through our account. So basically, it will be very tough for Japanese companies to hire remotely a foreigner from Japan for so many regulations. So basically, if our client want to hire you, we hire on behalf of the client. So basically, contract is done in local. Ventures Limited in Bangladesh hire Bangladeshi engineers. So the salary and everything contract will be done between us. And you will be simply, work for Japanese client project remotely. So this is how it works.
I see. Yeah, what's the case for if I'm going to Japan? So, for example, I have all the paperwork done. I got a visa, and I'm ready to travel to Japan. In that case, if I go to Japan, say for example Tokyo, right? And then in that case, also I would be working for Venturas and kind of placed to that organization, or I would be directly hired by that organization.
In that case, you will be directly hired by the organization.
I see.
Yes.
So to summarize my understanding, or for the audience, that there are two options available. One option is that you can work in Bangladesh and from Bangladesh, and if you work from Bangladesh, you are actually working for a Japanese organization, but all the communication, payment, and process is done through Venturas. But however, if the company likes you, or the visa processing and application others is done, in that case, Venturas charge you a small fee. And after that, you will be directly working for that organization.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Definitely Venturas would be there to guide you through that process.
Yeah, and we support all the documentation processes.
I see. So next question I have is there any university matters, like say, or like say, for example, I'm from this university or that university, whether it matters, or anybody who has like a relevant experience, they can apply. And if they can apply, is there any specific type of field? Because in IT, there are so many different fields. There is like an app development, web development, maybe backend, front end, database. There are so many different options. So is there any particular areas that you have any preference, or you have seen more successes in terms of placement?
In case of fresh graduate, actually there is no particular segment to hire. Basically, many of Japanese companies want to hire the very high potential student who can convert their background, engineering background, to any way. Because at the moment of joining the company, still HR department, most of cases, they do not decide to which responsibility to assign. So it could be, for example, app developer or backend developer or QA engineer. So still they haven't decided. So basically, if you can show some, very good background or some remarkable projects, as I said, then actually it's very, general. So generally they are hiring the good, high potential engineers as a fresh graduate. Yeah, and apart from that, of course, a few companies are particularly looking for the, let's say, data scientist candidate or RPA engineers. In that case, you are applying into that particular positions only. In that case, you have to have particular background, relevant background, of course.
I see. So the summary I got is that there is like a special case or also generic case. Generic case is like you have done really good in a particular programming area. It could be like a backend or competitive programming, or even any special technology, and based on that any company can get a match for you, and then maybe they will hire you. In some cases there will be specialized criteria. So can you walk me through the process, say for example how this works? So you got a few job application, or JD is like a job description that most of you guys might know, but I'm just explaining. JD is the job description, and you guys will see job description in a lot of websites. It could be BD jobs, it could be other Facebook groups. So you guys have a pool of job description or circular, whatever we call, and I am a candidate who is interested to apply. So is it I just like apply on your website, and what happens after this?
I see. Okay. So usually, I mean, whenever we receive a new JD, we keep posting in our Facebook group. That is, work in Japan for Bangladeshi IT professional, something like that. We run our own Facebook page. And if you apply from there, basically we screen out your CV. And whenever we find you like a good candidate, I mean, exactly match to this JD, then in most of the cases, we assign you the technical exam. And that technical exam is basically sometimes prepared by hiring company or prepared by us. And once you can pass that technical test, then you can move to the interview. It's our general procedure. So first of all, I mean, we want to find you exactly matching to JD. So otherwise, every day we are receiving hundreds of CVs, so we cannot sort it out.
I see. So it's kind of like you have a pool of candidates and you're collecting a JD, and from the pool of candidates, you shortlist whoever is like a matching
Exactly. Yes.
with the job description. And once you get a shortlisted candidates who may be qualified for this position, you give them some task. That task might be coming from you guys, might be coming from the organization, and then once they did well, and what is the next step? Like, is there would be like a direct this is one round of interview, or it varies like a 1 or 2 round of interview, and what next?
It depends on the client. So yeah, sometimes you can just have to give interview at once, or some companies, want to provide, twice or, 3 times interview. So it depends on the client.
I see. Okay, cool. And can you tell me, say, if I want to learn, so I have no idea about the Japanese language, and if I am very, very interested about job in Japan, and you mentioned several times that it will increase the chance because the communication would be much more fluid. And I'm sure I would not be like a really, really comfortable with Japanese, but what is the usual duration, or you guys have a course on that? So if you are comfortable, please share the price that I need to pay to get, and what level of fluency I will get from that course, and what is the duration, what is the charge, and what is the I could expect from that course.
Okay, so I mean, like at IELTS or TOEFL in Japanese language, there are certain level of proficiency, and to work for Japanese companies, at least N3 means business level conversation proficiency is required. This is a minimum requirement, and to achieve N3 course, I mean the lowest one is N5 means greeting level. So starting from greeting level, daily conversation level, and the business conversation level. So there are 3, goals to achieve in learning Japanese. And we provide these courses if weekend, taking 1 year almost. So half year, starting from 0 to daily conversation level, and another half year, trying to achieve the business conversation level. So it's going to take a year. And every half year, basically our fee is 25K. But we also provide scholarship, that is 10K, if you are a very brilliant student. Means you can just pay 15K per half year.
Half year. So that will be total. If I'm doing really well, then that will be like 30K for the language.
Exactly.
And then,
yes.
And so, but in some cases, company might consider without the language proficiency. Is that the case?
In that case, I mean, you don't have to study Japanese at all. But again, I don't know how much you know about the Japanese society.
I have no
Many of
idea.
Japanese, yeah, they do not speak English in most of the cases.
I see.
They
So
cannot understand. So,
yeah, that was about to my next questions. And out of, say, for
mm,
example, if you have like 100 jobs, right? And then what percentage of the jobs might consider might not require Japanese language? Is it this rough number? Is it like 5%, 2%, 1%? What do you think?
I can say less than 10%.
10%.
Yes.
I see. And I have like little bit,
Mm,
I'm not sure like whether you would be comfortable to answer this, but I would like
mm,
to just, this came to my mind is that like if I'm a fresh graduate and I'm very competitive, like as a
mm, mm,
fresh graduate, I have like
mm,
several projects and I'm kind of like, say like somebody hired me. What
mm,
salary range in terms of uh, Bangladeshi taka BDT I can expect? Like
mm,
it could vary. So you can give me a
mm,
range. Okay, this could be your salary range as a fresh graduate who is
mm, mm,
very competitive. Like if not
mm,
like
mm.
top, but it's like top 10% of the candidates.
Okay, so if you can relocate in Japan and start your career as a fresh graduate in Japanese companies physically, then at least you can expect 2 lakh BDT almost
Per month.
per month. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Mm,
That's good. Like because like I was trying to make a calculation of like, if I
mm,
invest 30,000 or and
mm,
1 year of my life to learn a language, which I could be
mm,
passionate itself without the job, because a lot of people
mm,
are interested to learn language, and definitely I respect those. But in terms of like, it's a time as well as the
mm.
money investment, and whether how much in terms of, if I just look into in terms of money other than like
Yeah, of course.
experience and all this
Mm,
stuff, just
mm,
for some people this could be like a, it's for students, it's a kind of like a amount that they need to consider. Okay, I'm investing this much and this is the potential. So
mm.
that's why I asked
Yeah,
that
of course.
question.
Yeah, I understand. Yes.
I see. So I have few more questions, then I will open up our audience to ask
Mm,
questions. The audience, if you are comfortable, you can ask the question in English or you can ask the question in Bengali. I will
mhm.
translate that
Okay.
question to
Mm,
Yuriko. So feel free to ask your question, and I have like few more random question.
mhm.
Then we will go to the audience question answer session.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, so now little bit, so you have been working with Bangladeshi students. So what are the different challenges you face to work with our students? So now this, this we want to be practical, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
There are many challenges, of course, a lot I have faced so far because I have been in Bangladesh for last 8 years almost. It had been tough and interesting, of course. So, mm, one big challenge for us when we support fresh graduate is that, I mean, sorry if you mind, but
Mhm.
actually the people of Bangladesh are not that much, patient to
I
seek their
totally agree.
career, yeah, in a long term. So, they always look for the shortcut to get their goal, right? But sometimes result has come after, being patient and trying something for a long time with a big commitment, a lot of effort is needed, but they cannot wait for such a long time. So, for example, they apply to us, and after some time, they give up and look for some other opportunities, or they join our Japanese academy. After some time, they drop out. So that is one of big challenges for us. So, I mean, after 8 months, 9 months, we may find a good matching company from Japan side. But when we call them, they say, no, no, it's taking too long time. I found another company in local, so I don't want to move anymore. So something like that. So patience is needed, and that's a big difference. This is one challenge. And another thing, if about soft skill, I mean, soft skill means it's also relating to the culture things. So, Japan culture, Bangladesh culture is very different. So many of Japanese recruiters care about soft skill, high soft skill, like good morality, principles, disciplines, honesty, all those things. And they have to, the candidate have to show those things through interview. But sometimes due to the difference of the culture, you know, they give some negative impression to the recruiters, and we have to face a big difficulties to make some excuse. No, he didn't mean that, or So soft skill thing is one kind of very big challenges for us. We try to teach them and train them how to sit professionally to the interview a lot. We give our effort a lot, but sometimes it doesn't work. So it happens.
Yeah. So the patience word is totally. I
Yeah.
see it like every single day, and also I
Mm,
have some of this. So
mm,
and we try to get some quick solution. So will that be a good strategy? Say for example, I am a third year student. I have done few
mm,
good projects, and I
mm-hmm,
still have 1 year. So is this a good strategy if I target like Japanese IT industry,
mm-hmm,
and third year I come to you guys, maybe talk to
mm,
you guys, and then maybe start learning language. And
mm-hmm,
learning
mm-hmm,
language from you guys is not mandatory, just
mm-hmm,
to make sure it's like anybody can learn. If somebody is comfortable, they can learn from YouTube or somewhere else or any other organization.
mm,
So it's not mandatory, to make it sure to everyone that it doesn't have to go through this,
mm,
as long as you are
mm,
comfortable with the language, and
mm,
there is a culture barrier, so be
mm.
patient and respectful and all this stuff. So that's good. Now I will like, if you want to add any special things before we going to the audience for questions. You want to share anything special to the audience who is watching this session?
I see. Okay. So, I mean, can I assume that most of audience are undergraduate or fresh graduate, right?
This you can assume, but this is
Okay.
like all over the place. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Mm,
yeah, mostly considered an undergrad student. Some are like, there is like a, I would just roughly throw that our 70% audience is like
mm,
a somewhere student.
mm-hmm. Then, yeah, I really like highly recommend you guys to, you know, to complete some good project. I mean, while you undergraduate, and it shouldn't be like very, small one, or very easy one, but you better try something that takes your time for, more than 3 months, for example, like half a year or more than that, and something complex or something advanced, something challenging. Otherwise, it cannot impress to the recruiters. So please try to enhance your CV by doing a lot of, interesting and challenging projects. That is very much necessary rather than trying to increase your academic score only. And yes, that would be better also if you can start working for a real project, if possible. I mean, since you are still a university student. So if you can develop some real career before graduation, it can be a very good advantage as well. So this is some suggestion from my side.
Yeah, thank you. Now we'll be taking some question from the
Mhm.
audience, and most of the time, if the guest didn't give permission to StreamYard, then you will not see the
Mm,
name. But anyway, the
mm,
question I will elaborate a little bit. Say, if I am a student in a Japanese university, for example, currently
mm,
staying in Japan,
mm,
will you guys consider
mm.
those candidate to go through your process to get hired in a Japanese organization? Or I
Yeah,
have
of
to be in
course.
Bangladesh?
No, 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 no. We support both. And of course, we have some cases that we successfully supported students who are already in Japan and searching for Japanese job after graduation. So we have done that several cases. So you can just come to us, no problem.
Okay, that sounds good. And there is a few questions related to this, but I will summarize in one way.
Mm,
Say this
mm,
one is like, if I am not studying in computer science, I'm studying any other subject. It could be like a physics or any other non-CS subject. That's
mm,
one part of the
mm,
question. Another question I noticed that if you are familiar with, like, we have like university degree as well as something special called diploma. Like a
mm,
diploma
mm.
is like, is not considered as like a bachelor degree, but
I
it's
know,
like
yeah.
little less than diploma degree. So
Mm,
will that
mm.
be a problem for somebody like who is non-CSE or have a diploma degree to apply for Japanese organization?
Okay, so if you want to work in Japan physically as an IT engineer, you have to have the relevant degree. I mean, it's not necessary to be CSE, but have to be something relevant, like triple E, or information science, or something like that. But if you want to work from Bangladesh to Japanese IT companies, degree, diploma doesn't matter at all. So we also supporting a lot of diploma background student. Also, we even hire like BBA student, later on converted to CSE. So, although the people are not exactly, graduating from CSE background, but if they are, as far as they are talented engineer, we can support job placement in Bangladesh because it doesn't acquire any visa processing.
I see. I see. So thank you for answering this question, and we answered partially this question, but I would like to. This is like a saving like Japanese language N3 level. I have no idea what is N3, but I'm sure you have some idea. So this person is mentioning that he or she completed the JL, most like a Japanese language, and then professional training or whatever it could be, N3 level, and it's starting N2 level, and living in Osaka, Japan, and I completed my graduation in computer science engineering, now studying at Narayan Institute Science and Technology. Whether he or she can reach out to you guys to get a job through you guys. And
I
you
think.
answered this question before, but I would like to hear this again from you.
Sure, yeah. I would like to see his or her CV, what he or she has done in the academic period. Please just, reach to us via website. And as I said, we are supporting many fresh graduates like you guys who are already living in Japan and studying Japanese. That should be nice.
I see. So there's a little bit different question that there's somebody from Canada, but we'll just generalize it that, okay, I have some work experience. Maybe I worked as a web developer or data science or machine learning or database person or DevOps, whatever. But I have some professional experience. I worked in a reasonable organization. It could be in Bangladesh. It could be in overseas. So do you guys help those who have like an experience? It could be like 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the experience. So are you guys only focusing on fresh graduate, or you work with like those who have professional experience?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, basically, we have more success cases in supporting career engineers, I mean, experienced engineers.
I see. Okay, that's good. And this is question, I think you indirectly answered it, but I would like to hear it again. That non-technical, that means like a non-IT related field. So do you guys work for, if I am a, for example, marketing person, or maybe I could be an accountant, or I could be any other profession. It could be like any other profession other than like IT related field. So do you guys help those type of job opportunities, or only IT
Um,
related?
yeah, unfortunately, we cannot support. So we only support engineers. I mean, IT professionals only.
Professionals means like only IT professional, not mechanical,
IT
chemical,
professional.
or only IT.
Oh, mechanical, yes.
I
But
see. Okay.
yes, but not, lawyer or,
I see.
nurses or not those people. So IT professionals,
Yeah, because when
engineers
I
or
was
programmers.
studying in the
Mm-hmm.
university, I'm not sure whether they went through like some organization or themselves, but at least 20 of my friends, like they are from chemical engineering and mechanical engineering. They got job from Bangladesh, and within few months, I think like 1 or 2 months, they all like moved to Japan. And this is like a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of my friends, like they're going,
Mm-hmm.
flocking together and flying together,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. But they weren't IT as long as I remember. So I'm not sure like how they went through the whole process, but that's what I remember. So that's good. And okay. That's this question is related to us some extent, but there is someone who is fluent in the language and
Mm-hmm.
who is like an our student. But regardless, like
Oh.
ignore the our part. It's like who is
Mm-hmm.
someone in speaking Japanese language, and maybe they are living in Japan for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now my first question is this: do they need to go through the professional language training, or they can just apply themselves? And whether this person, he or she, can
Mm.
reach you guys to get a like a job opening opportunity in Japan?
Okay, so if they have already acquired language skill by themselves, then they have to, they don't have to join again. That's already enough. I mean, at least, we have to judge that it's up to the mark level, but you don't have to come to us at all. And these guys, oh, so probably this person is not from CSE background, but trying to convert his career to programmer. That's why studying with your organizations, right? So in
Not necessarily. We have like CSC students, non-CSC students. So we are not sure. Maybe we will request this person to elaborate his or her situation. Then we will get back to this question.
Yeah, because to actually to get employed by IT companies in Japan, the type of visa matters. So by which type visa he is currently staying in Japan. So if it's how to say relevant visa, of course you can just come to us and yeah, let us see what we can do. But if not, he have to start changing his type of visa first.
Yeah, it happens like for some countries as well, and that if you are going for a similar field job that you have a degree, the
Yes,
visa processing makes it like a much more reasonable case. And you
exactly.
mentioned this earlier in another answer that if you are like have a relevant experience, you might work from Bangladesh, but if you want to apply for the visa and relocate to Japan, in that case, the relevant degree will help you.
Yes.
And similar thing happens, not exactly, but it helps if you are like CS degree and going to Europe like Germany and other countries to get the PR. If you are on the relevant field, then it makes much more easier or quicker for you to get a permanent residence in Germany, as long as I know from my friends. And same thing happens for some countries. So folks who are maybe not decided about undergrad degree, and if you want a career in IT, try to consider to have a IT related education that will help you to make your process easier.
Right.
Okay, so there are similar questions we are getting. So that's good. I'm going through. What is like? What is the like? This is like a little different questions, and from a lot of news, like the work culture and those things. What is what is the expectation from somebody working for a Japanese company?
It's almost same in Bangladesh. So basically, 8 hours per day and 160 hours per month if you are employed as a full-time employee. So it doesn't that much, different. But for example, if you relocate to Japan and start working for Japanese companies, as you may know, Japanese people really, hard workers. So they commit so strongly to their responsibilities. So sometimes if situation required, of course, you have to stay overtime. You have to work, many hours, but it's also up to the corporate culture. So it depends, but in average 8 hours per day.
I see. And can you explain, somebody asked you, like, could you explain the remote job process? I think you mentioned it before, but if you please can mention it again, that the remote job, that's like whether it would be like a Japanese hour or Bangladeshi hour. Say, for example, I applied through you guys. You guys found a match with my resume or CV with the job description. Now I got hired. So what would be the hours, the starting hours? It would be like a Japanese working hours or not? And can you explain the overall process?
Okay. So basically, working hours, we always try to negotiate with hiring Japanese companies to make it in Bangladeshi time. So you can work for Japanese companies, but in Bangladeshi hours. So Sunday to Thursday and Bangla time 9 to 6. So you don't have to adjust to different time zone. And the processes, yes. First of all, skill matching is needed. And to verify whether your skill is matched or not, you have to go through the technical test. And then trying to check your soft skill, we're going to provide interview. So that's the whole processes.
I
And
see. Thank.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So language, as this guy is asking. So whether language is needed or not, it's up to the client requirement as well. So for the remote job, basically we Venturas trying to increase the English only job as much as possible from Japanese companies. So now, yeah, we can provide some English only job opportunities. But in that case, very good career is needed. So fresh graduate, I'm not sure. If you're a fresh graduate, want to get a remote job, Japanese skill can give you the big advantage. So it's like that.
I see. So this is a little bit different question
Mm.
that one of our guest audience or
Mm.
viewers asked that
Mm.
you guys work with a full-time jobs. Is there, if
Mm.
I have a like I'm looking for an intern, so that could be
Mm.
like a
Mm.
3 months or 6 months intern. So do you guys have like opportunities for internship?
Yeah, we are trying to provide internship opportunities remotely as well. So we have just started, I mean, collecting the needs and requirement for internship from different IT companies in Japan. So, I mean, it depends on, but for internship, um, so far, many of those requirements require Japanese skill. So again, it's same thing. If you are career engineers or experienced engineers, only English you can apply. But if you're undergraduate and fresh graduate, having language proficiency can give you much more opportunities, including internship opportunities.
Yes, and you earlier mentioned that almost 90% of the job
Mm.
descriptions prefers having a Japanese language because they are heavily dependent on the language.
Yeah.
So this question is just like non-IT, non-CS degree. So this is
Mm.
telecom engineer, or you can think
Mm.
about like an electrical engineer.
Mhm.
So for the electrical engineer, what are the requirements or skills you think like a telecom or electrical engineer should have to get a job in Japan?
In the same field, in a tele.
So think about like in their electrical field. So they say I am like a telecom and I want to get a job in
Mm.
telecom. Do you
Mm.
guys work on for like this type of opportunities?
A few, yeah. Our major, how can I say? Mainly, we can support engineers or programmers. So let's say like telecommunication engineers. We have case, but not so many. And in that case, yeah. For example, but it's okay. I don't say it's impossible, but the how can I say? Uh, the situation of industry in Japan in this field is much more advanced, probably 10 years ahead than Bangladesh. So the technologies or courses that you have learned in Bangladesh may not be that much helpful to get a job in telecom industries in Japan because everything is, already shifted to the cloud basis and security and, almost all the required technology that is needed in this industry is very different from that are in Bangladesh. But still, if you really want to get a job in this field, maybe you can get certified by some like Cisco something or some security network, some certification or something like that. At least, I mean, you have to show in a global level you are acquired this knowledge or this level or this skill, something like that. Otherwise, just having academic degree, I don't think it works.
Okay, thank you. This person is like asking a question that he is currently in
Mm.
China and he is referring to the diplomatic relationship between Japan and China might not be the best in all the cases. So will my visa or certificate from Japan? So I have a degree from China and I'm trying to apply for Japan. Will that be a problem?
No, not at all. Maybe he's speaking very, I think, biased things. Basically, Japanese companies hiring a lot of Chinese good engineers, so it doesn't matter.
I see. And this question, it's like this person is like Finnish Daffodil is a renowned organization, institute in Bangladesh, and he or she has 6 months job experience. So anything special for this person, like to get a job in Japan?
Yeah, first of all, I have to understand what's special for you. So, what you have done. So, otherwise, it's difficult to answer immediately.
I see. I see. Okay, that's good. I think we got like a lot of
Mm.
question answered. Now I would like you to summarize the things that we talked about. So, first of all, like if I am interested in Japan, career opportunities in
Mm.
Japan, so where I should go and apply. Give me the websites, and then what
Mhm.
are the things I need to provide there. Walk me through the process for the application.
Mm. So, okay, first of all, please check our website, Ventures Limited, BD, and maybe you can drop your CV or you can, contact to us. Then our HR department will start, processing with your, documentation or sending the technical test if you have some, good background.
So for me is to like make sure that I have like a
Mm-hmm.
very good projects in IT related field.
Mm-hmm.
So like in computer science programming, I have like really good
Mm-hmm.
projects that I
Mm-hmm.
think this is very competitive. Drop those, and then after that I will expect a call from your team, and then they will hold my resume or keep their resume in your database. And once you get a like job description from Japanese
Mm-hmm.
organization, you will match these two, and
Mm-hmm.
if this match, you will uh, call me or reach out to me. Until then, I would be kind of like my own doing whatever I'm doing, something like that.
Sure, sure. And another way is that John Call, I just send you the link from private
Okay.
chat. So if you find yourself matching or suitable to any specific position in this, Facebook group, you can just apply directly to, particular position. Then, yeah, again, our team will start screening your CV and trying to, see if you are matching to this position or not. Then you can, your process can move faster to this, each particular position.
Yeah, so what I will do, I will
Mhm,
definitely collect
mhm,
the link. I will have the link, and
mhm,
after this session, usually we write the summary, and then with the
mhm,
necessary post, we will link. We will post in the group, so that like
mhm,
anybody interested can reach out and definitely go through the overall process. There
mhm,
is like your skills is most important part, and your next important thing is to learning or be comfortable with the language.
mhm,
And language they can learn from anywhere they want. As far as I know, University of Dhaka has
mhm,
really good course about like a lot of language, and Japanese is one of them. And if anybody is like really interested, they can learn from YouTube or a lot of good app. Like I used to check out
mhm,
Duolingo. There's one app that I
mhm,
used in many places where I needed to like use, and those kind of things. And also they can come to Venturas, and they have a small fee, and but they are kind of like teach you the language. So your technical skill is must, and second important thing is the language. And once you get to these two stuff, then
mhm,
next thing is to like an apply, and the Venturers will take the matchmaking job. And then once it's done, then you would be called for an interview. And after that, you have like two options. One option is to like work from Bangladesh, and another option is to if everything goes well, you might be able to relocate to Japan.
mhm.
So that's the summary. And I will like if you anything else like you want to add to this session.
Okay, so just one thing to add about Japanese courses. So basically, our course, we do not provide Japanese courses to non-engineer background people. Means
Mm.
we completely specialized in our teaching way to support job placement for engineers only. Means our course basically, like for example, through our courses in every each curriculum, we try to teach, for example, engineering terms or common words to be used for IT project. So in this way, students can start acquiring to assuming that they start working in IT project with Japanese people. So in this way, our course is fully customized for supporting engineers to work for Japanese companies. So I think this is very special point. And we have more than 20 number of teachers, and almost all of them are Japanese. So you can have a lot of interaction with real native Japanese teachers. So I think it's something special point in our course. So yeah, and another I forgot to mention one more thing. So so okay, so that's it so far.
Yeah, sure. And if you have like any special slides or
Mm-hmm.
anything you want to share with our audience, we'd be happy
Mm-hmm.
to post those in our group. And anybody interested, they can explore,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can make their decision whether they want to pursue this path or not. So that's all from our side. Thank you for making this time and sharing your
Thank you.
journey. And definitely, I would like to thank you, especially considering Bangladesh, and like considering Bangladeshi students for IT organization in Japan. So this definitely it's a good opportunity for us. And we, though we are a little bit impatient and little bit not coming that way, but we'll try our best to perform
I
well,
know,
and
I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
but not everyone is same, and I understand, and I totally understand, and I'm being part of this nation, like I understand like my people very well, so I definitely agree with it, and absolutely, and we are very happy to have you in this session, and we would like to encourage those to explore the options, and they can make their decision based on their own judgment.
Sure.
So thank you, nice talking with
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Yeah, for your time and inviting me to such a great session. Thank you. Have
Yeah,
a good
thank
day.
you. Take care. And we will end this session right now.